Hey everybody, how you doing? Happy Aloha Friday. It is June 19th, and I'm in just for a little bit of run today. I have not been feeling well this week. I'm going in and out of sore throat and stuff, but I'm here to honor about 10 of our donos here, and we are going to spin a little wheel of cheese. We have a really fun gang in here. We had a nice little fun conversation before this, and we're ready for music. I believe we're all ready for music right about now. So we're just going to get going. By the way, I'm still a couple of streams late on my YouTube uploads. So just bear with me because I've been creeping them out. I've just been doing a lot more napping since I haven't been feeling well instead of generating this. I want to thank my usual suspects that are in here, the Kados. I don't know. I think I have one or two of my mods lurking in the background. If you're there, thank you so much for the help and hanging out. And outside of that, let's just go. Let's just get right on it. I'm going to be starting with making up the donos first, and then we're going to go into as long as Wheel of Cheese as my throat can handle. So thank you guys for coming and hanging out on your Friday. Probably have things that you can do there, and instead you're coming out, hanging out with us, and listening to some great music. So we're actually... Inksynthia, that's one hell of a emote, for God's sakes. All right, we're going to start with Lisa. Lisa wants... Uh-oh. What's going on here? Oh, there it is. This is a medley of music from the 1996 game called The Neverhood. The Neverhood. While many people have called the game underrated over the years, and it is, I think the most underrated aspect of the game is its soundtrack. It's composed by Terry Scott Taylor, and to define its style is impossible. The best I can give you is an image of Brian Wilson, then... or They Might Be Giants, and Streetlight Manifesto all together to make the album. Most of the tracks are less than a minute long, but there are a few longer tracks throughout. It's a medley of 5 tracks. The Neverhood theme, Time to Goof Off, Pulling the Pin, Clogg's Castle, and Clayman's Theme are a good representation of the overall music vibes. All right, this is from Lisa. And it's the composer is Terry Scott Taylor. The game is Neverhood, and the song is the Neverhood Medley. If you guys know what that is. Have you guys ever played the Neverhood? I've never heard of it. Okay, that was bad. Here we go. You're right, very Streetlight Manifesto Scottish. They even kind of looked like it in the artwork. Bass, do. I'm thinking about that one saxophone player that plays the bass sax that spins in circles. I don't know why. Humma. Is this the game, Lisa? It's got that kind of Portal vibe, doesn't it? Sounds interesting. I mean, it looks interesting. Oh. So that first track definitely had the Sweet Light Manifesto vibe, just a lot more raw and organic. That was a really fun track, and yeah. But it looks like the consistency of the tracks still have that kind of ska-ish vibe. This looks like a really interesting game. It has the Portal kind of thing. I like trying to figure out stuff like that. Okay, I get it. It's kinda in mono. I don't know if it's a mono mix and then they added a little bit of ambient, maybe? A little spaghetti western vibe here. I think anytime I hear a whistle when it's used like that, it gives me that vibe. It did, Benjamin. It definitely had kind of like a little bit of that half-beat vibe there. This one's a little kind of pseudo-roboto, Mr. Roboto. Lisa, are these random pieces of music that play throughout as you're doing this, or are these pieces of music assigned to a level that you're in? You know, it's really intriguing. The recording process on this is almost as if they rehearsed it 3 or 4 times, had some sheet music in front of them, and then they just went. I like the red mushroom with the white dots. Just what an odd marriage of music for a video game. But I love the performance and the writing of the music. It's giving me also early Doors, early era. Oh, all of a sudden some width blew up in my ears. Little stereo imaging. Excuse me. Never grind down on a box. You never know what'll come out of it. This is a fun, clever piece. love what the bass sax tone does for the bottom. Or maybe he uses Dynamite Dude to kill. I don't know. See, my portal brain just went off. Haha. See, that was my portal brain. Splat. Well, as far as the music's concerned, there was a real consistent theme with that Streetlight Manifesto. And yes, there were the twinges of Brian Wilson and stuff that were through it. I just found it, well, the last track was really nice for me because the other tracks, it was obvious a separation in engineering because it was, it kind of went out of the mono signal. And I thought it was interesting that it was the other tracks that you put in there were mono, or not, you didn't put it in mono, that they were mono tracks. But they did a really good job mixing it. There was no jamming up in any frequency or something like that. It sounded really clean. There was a part of it where I was thinking it kind of sounds like it would be like a college pit band. You know what I mean? Or ragtime-esque style in the sense that like a small pit band playing in front of a musical, like a small stage musical. It kind of had that kind of vibe to it. And the fact that the composer did play loosey-goosey with the tempo quite a bit, so it must have been really fun, like to knock out and have a blast. Like, I don't know how many tracks are in this OST, but it was probably safe to say that it's just kind of a few days session and mixing out, because the beauty of it too is a lot of the imperfections of it, that live aspect of it. 40 tracks, that's a lot. Are all 40 tracks the same theme or same kind of their genre, the composer, what we just heard? I really enjoyed that. Same kind of vibe. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I liked it too because it gives me time to kind of rinse in each one of the instruments. There wasn't a lot of instrument changing. So they stayed very consistent, for the 13 minutes instead of me listening to a medley of things that's like orchestral, EDM, metal, something and switching around. I enjoyed that. And I guess it looks like you took the time to put this together. Music against video. Lisa, that was very kind of you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay. Let's go on. Thank you, Lisa. Mama, Jaculetta, Jacualvietta, okay, it's Splooey. How are you, Splooey? Are you here? Hey, Jeebs, thought it was time for another one of those drum corps shows, taking you back to when activity had a bit less electronics and less props, more visual drill. This is a first place winner. Let's see who this is. This is the Cavaliers in 2006. The name of the song is Machine. This should be interesting and fun because, Splooey, you've given me a nice run in different eras. More recently, obviously, of drum corps, where there are mallets and synths and other things going on. But still, to me, the extreme elements of it, the choreography, along with, so far, most of what I've seen has all been, brass sections, having to huff and puff while you're moving around and stuff like that. I can't get from here to the bathroom without me huffing and puffing. Thank you, COPD. But still yet, I look at that and I'm very much, in awe of that. So, okay, here we go.
On the field, from Rosemont, Illinois, presenting their 2006 program, Machine, Drum Corps International is proud to present the Cavaliers.
Wow, place is packed. This must be in the middle of a game or something.
Tommy Allen, is your corps ready? The Cavaliers may take the field for competition.
Sorry about that. I was just saying how fluid they are. It's amazing. Yeah, definitely the managing of the sound, the live sound is mind-numbing. I just can't imagine being the engineer on the board saying, "Okay, guys, let's get our sounds." I'd be like, "Raw." Yeah, I get your comparison, Beers. So I noticed down there where the mallets are too, there's individuals that have duties with the cymbals and are doubling with the timpanis. How the engineering, they have the mallets up a little hot there, but they're the only thing with that particular tone that really shines through. So because of where it's located in the tone range, it doesn't need a big shove in the volume. The thing is, on some of the brass players, I'm noticing they have mics that go to their side of their mouth, but that's not where the bell is of the instrument. So, but I noticed that there's 3 sets of super Omni mic setups that must be catching all the ambient nuances of the instruments. All that work you got to do going backwards and just trust that you're going to get in the same spot. That's amazing. Great heel toe walk right there. Look at me, I'm responding more to the choreography than I am the music. This is a pretty ambient little area. The concentration on the heel toe work there is just phenomenal. They remind me of the guys that do the walking on the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, the very unique step turn. Ooh. Wonder what's giving that ambient. Oh, I did see some keyboards by the mallet. Keyboards, maybe there's a little bit of ambient work that happens now and then. And what else I noticed is fascinating is they have a conductor on each side of the field. So if you're facing in that direction, you got somebody in. Guy with the clipboard, I wonder what he's doing. Fun meter work here in the music. Listen what the trumpets are playing. Look at how that S curve is weaving in between the straight lines with that choreography. Look at the mallet guys, all in unison. That's pretty shred work with the mallet. What the clip guy's doing. Wow. Absolutely extraordinary, man. Big show. I guess this must have been a super big contest.
Ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of Jeff Fiedler, the Cavaliers.
Yeah, that's that. Once again, Splooey, thank you for bringing that in here. That is just so mind-blowing just to watch. Just a combination of artistry represented there, from choreography to musicianship to arrangement skills, the orchestrator, who wrote these parts. It was pretty much percussion, brass, the mallets. There was a little bit of a double up on the percussion with timpanis that were on the line. And there was once or twice I could have swore I heard a pad, like an ambient pad in some point. But the kind of dedication it takes, just the way I'm looking at it, to play the instruments as spot on and as tight as you can, wind instruments while you're cooking, while you're jumping around and doing things, and there's no hint of any intonations that's going there. And then also, on the other hand, just coming from a little light choreography background just because of my family, just to watch the toe step that they do. And also, like I said, how do you, I know it's all counting, but you got to walk backwards to a certain place and hope to God the guy behind you hadn't fallen or something, or, And then, of course, for me to recognize the fact that there's two conductors, just in case when you're turned around this way, you still have somebody, who's keeping an eye on things. Thank you, Splooey. I appreciate that. Next up, we have Inksynthia. Inksynthia wants us to, let me see here. I've been listening to a lot of music from Chile lately since my grandmother passed away. I'm sorry about that. About 3 months ago. Américo is a Colombia artist from a small city where my dad was born, in far northern Chile. Around the time of passing of my grandmother, I was randomly Googling this guy and saw that for the first time in about 11 years, he would be visiting Australia just 9 days later. I went to a small Latin club 2 hours away and on my own, immersed myself in the culture of my dad, and had an unforgettable evening. Also time-stamped. Thank you very much. When you say time-stamped, I don't know what that means. Anyhow, Inksynthia, I think that's wonderful that you embrace the music, it's part of your culture. You couldn't be any further away if you were in Australia, and this is coming from Chile. And to go and experience that also because it has a nuance and a nostalgic vibe for you in your relationship to your family and your culture. I think that's badass. So the link will start at the time set. Okay, gotcha. That's what I thought. Thank you. So we're going to be listening to Américo, and the name of the song is El Embrujo. En vivo Casa Parlante. That's what it is. All right, let's go.
Cheers. El embrujo de Casa Parlante. Ven arriba. ¿Dónde están las brujas? ¿Dónde están las brujas?
One of the witches?
Y los brujos también, arriba las palmas. ¡Hey, hey, 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 hey! ¡Qué buena fiesta! ¡Hey, hey, hey, hey! Déjenme aquí. Go. Hoy, igual que ayer, estoy aquí, frente al mar esperando por ti. No tardes más, por favor, que me desespero sin ti. Sabes bien, corazón.
I don't know why he's giving me a Juan Gabriel kind of vibe. I don't know.
Que cambié por ti, cometerán. Que vivo pendiente de ti. Si no estás, no soy feliz. Sabes bien qué significas en mi corazón. Ven aquí, que me desespero por ti. ¿Cómo es? Dice yo que tuve tantos amores, seguro me hacen Brut. ¿Y qué? Si es verdad, déjalo ahí, hechizado y embrujado por ti. ¿Qué más da? Soy feliz, no rompas.
Pushing a salsa arrangement with piano, I like that.
Quédate por siempre junto a mí. Si es verdad, déjalo ahí, hechizado y embrujado por ti. ¿Qué más da? Soy feliz, no rompas ese embrujo, mujer. Quédate por siempre junto a mí.
You know, a real core aspect of this is that conga that's on the and.
¡Qué buena cumbia, qué buena fiesta! ¿Dónde están los más prendidos? ¡Y arriba las palmas! ¡Hey, hey, 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 hey! ¡Mambo!
And the pattern there in the piano. So fun.
Estoy aquí, frente al mar esperando por ti. No tardes más, por favor, que me desespero sin ti. Sabes bien, corazón, lo que significas en mí. Dice yo que tuve tanto. Seguro
Good
me
call,
hacen
Rotten.
Brut.
That's funny.
¿Cómo? Si es verdad, hechizado y embrujado por ti. ¿Qué más da? Soy feliz, no rompas ese embrujo, mujer. Quédate por siempre junto a mí. Si es verdad, déjalo ahí, hechizado y embrujado por ti. ¿Qué más da? Soy feliz, no rompas ese embrujo, mujer. Quédate por siempre junto a mí. Saltando, saltando, ven. El que puede. Ahora sí la última. Una bulla, un grito, un grito, un grito. Eso es. Y se va. Se acabó. Casa parlante, yo soy. A morir.
Good way to end it. Yeah, a lot of horns today, Luis. There's definitely a samba influence as well. I mean, I don't know necessarily. Okay, that's that, right? Oops, I'm sorry, it keeps going. Up, he's tapping. Eddie Van Halen just jumped into the rumba mariachi samba bossa nova mix there. There it is. Everybody's going off. Yes, super interesting. I never really, the Latin music scene, the definition of it, of course, I'm only really familiar with just a couple, really, Argentina. And then because of my early years in the 20s being a second engineer at a very well-known, studio in Los Angeles that catered to a lot of the Mexican power artists from, Norteño Mariachi to Juan Gabriel and Judy and Ciclón and Pony and Menudo and stuff like that. So I had really two fire hoses of styles shot at me, and of course am familiar with some of the more contemporary sounds of, Cuba and stuff like that. It all has roots in like the African Aninga style of composition, and the Chilean music has that kind of, it is a little bit of that rumba, samba, a little bit of a little taste of the mariachi thing. I think that's where we're getting some of the horns from. But of course it was really contemporarized. Is that contemporarized? Because there were other arrangements in there that were a lot more current in its sound. Of course, the very end, Eddie Van Halen jumped in there, and the guy that played guitar and very shreddy and hammering. I was like, oh, that's poquito más caliente, way. Poquito más caliente, way. That's a little more urban sounding. Anyhow, so yeah, modernized, contemporarized, modernized. Thank you very much for your assistance. My throat, Jiminy. Next up is Tonto Corazone. Hey, just so happens, back-to-back Shaka-doobies here. So it looks like we are going to probably stay on our track of some wonderful music, at least live music. So what we're going to do here, everybody, I hope everyone's doing well. Another song from Reign of Kindo. This is the song that made me fall in love with this band many years ago. So Reign of Kindo, and the name of the song is Nightingale. You guys ready? From Tonto Corazone, always bringing it live into the house. Boing. It's giving me a little bit of a Seal vibe. I think it's where the bass is coming in. And yes, there is a little bit of a Van Halen thing going there on the piano.
It wasn't long ago when I could feel the breeze of you blowing on my skin. I could feel your touch as your arms are closed.
It's funny that on the drums they only have that one 420 there. I think that's what it's called. It's a 420. That right there. Unique microphone over the snare. I'm trying to identify it. Love its voice. Great vibe, man. The track's just jamming. I love what he's doing on the cymbals here and keeping this pattern.
Well, if the tables had been turned, I could never go without you by my side. I'm reminded every day.
But that's the chord pattern that was making me think of Sting.
You're blowing on my skin. Oh, I can feel your touch as your arms are closing in. If I can muster a sound, I sing this song out loud just like the nightingale. The nightingale. I can feel the breeze of you blowing on my skin. Oh, I can feel your touch as your arms are closing in. If I can muster a sound, I sing this song out loud just like the nightingale. The nightingale.
I didn't want it to be over. I was just sitting there just tripping out on it, listening to it. I like the whole setup of the track being just a really nice, super flowy, but with a lot of the piano with his arpeggiations going on back there. Played really well with what the drum arrangement was about. The chord patterns is just the only thing that made me jump out a little bit. Kind of, there was like off the Superman album that Seal did. I forgot the name of the track. Had that chord pattern in there. It just kind of reminded me of it a little bit. And I think maybe a little bit of the melody kind of leaned into it. I did like his voice. It was just very subtle. It was very, chill. For myself, I was listening a little bit more to the instrumentation of it and really enjoying it. And I still, for the life of me, couldn't figure out what the heck kind of mic that was over the snare, but that's just me geeking out. But I like the performance. Tonto, Corazone, I know you're not here. Thank you very much. I know you see this up on YouTube and you leave your comments. We all appreciate it when you do this. Anytime your name comes up, we always know that we're in for something, a multi-sensory experience, because so far it's always live music and stuff. We love that here. The Driver, how are you? Are you still here, my friend? I was introduced to this synthwave metal cover of Michael Sembello's hit in the 80s song Maniac. Oh my God. It's a maniac in your hole. Through a video game that just released in its early access phase named Dead as Disco. Or It's So Much Fun. Although the game has its own cover of the song, it is heavily inspired by this track. It's basically a cover of a cover. The game itself isn't a rhythm-based beat 'em up where you do extra damage for beating up people to the beat of the music. It also has an awesome feature where you can upload your own tracks to the game. If there's a game I think you should try, it would be that one. Might have to look into that. I did play that one game you guys kind of turned me on to. I forgot with the guitar, where I would have to do things on rhythm as the character who carries the guitar and does things. I forgot the name of that one. That was really fun. I haven't gotten back to that one in a little bit. Yes, Hi-Fi Rush. That was the one. Yes, sir. All right, so we are going to be listening to Carpenter Brut, Yann Ligner, and their version of Maniac, the cover. Let's go. Well, it's starting off safe. Ooh. I like this. I definitely like this guy's voice. Ballsy synth grind outs there for the chord changes. Excuse me. It seems like a beefed up Juno, but they could have run it through something else too to give it a little bit more heat. Definitely some kind of roll-in. Possibly, it would make sense. Then again, let me see what year this was released. This was released 6 years ago, so. The squawkiness on that analog modeled sound is really cool. Very big 80s combo there, especially with that style of guitar playing. Just staying in the box and doing the hammerings. Yeah, that's more of a modern ending right there. Well, you know, sticking really super close to the formula of the song is always a winner. You know, the melody is so recognizable. I liked his voice. You know, with this production, his voice matched perfectly to it. Had a little bit of a sizzle, a little bit of a cyberpunky-ish kind of tone to it. As far as those overdriven synth sounds that Lisa and I were talking about, it says this was uploaded on YouTube 6 years ago, but I don't know exactly how long ago this song was written. So that would mean that you could take just about anything and just, you know, ramp it through some kind of funky sidechain. But they stayed right on top of the arrangements, pretty much, on it, and which is great when you're doing a cover and all you're doing is you're adding some different colors there. Then that still does it all. If you change it all and you keep the same arrangements, just change the colors of it too, you can't miss. So. It looks like this thing, I'm looking at it, it looks like this thing did like, 22 million views. Then again, it is Universal's music, so they don't care. This is definitely a copyright claim. I don't even know how this would, I don't know if this could be filed as a derivative. I mean, I guess it could be, but there isn't anything uniquely super different about the track and its construct, except for, you know, using some darker, grittier synths, so. But I love the track, and for me, because it's nostalgic, who doesn't know that melody, right? Next up, DJ Tambour. Yes, sir. One of the best covers I've heard for what is arguably the best Doom track from the old Doom games. Aha. Another cover. We're a cover lover. I'm sorry. The name of the, I guess it's the artist or the band. It's Shred. And the song is Doom E3 M4 House of Pain, Sign of Evil. Metal cover. You guys know this one? Sounds like it'll be interesting. Anything from Doom is actually purely phenomenal in my little experience. Oh, that's some old Doom background. A little bit of a gypsy chord turn there. That was nice. Very contemplative. In my mind, when I think of Doom music, shit's going down, you know what I'm saying? And body parts are flying, and this seems to be very... maybe you're walking or you're looking through things, you're not really engaging in anything, but you're maybe finding body parts and Easter eggs. A weird way to say that, body parts and Easter eggs. Yeah, Misty, did you hear that tom drop back there? That was kind of cool. Like a muted syndrome. There we go. That to me now is going, oh, I'm waking up the Doom senses. This is very powerful but manageable in the composition. There's not a lot of overcomplication with the chugs or anything. Just really hard, straightforward punching in your throat attitude. Nice little fill there. that's a cool thing, power of the funk. There's that muted tom thing we were talking about earlier. A little cinemetal there, only because, you know, when you had the choral adjacent, kind of gives you that vibe. And it sounds like it could be somewhat of a Nightwish style arrangement. Yeah, very much so, Lisa. This style of music also reminds me a little bit of like that one track that we heard a while ago called Vodka. I don't know why. Yes. It ends with that tom-tom. Yes. So I kind of like the message that Power of the Funk had sent, that actually for the release of Doom on the first PlayStation, they decided to switch all of the original tracks for some new ones, which were extremely eerie and dark melodies, and thus turning a fun FPS game into a horror FPS game, simply by switching the music. It definitely, this particular track though, definitely had that more of a cinematic-y, that's not a real word, I'm just saying, towards the end of it. I like the opening up with the guitars though. There's something about the guitar though that kind of reminded me of a module. A lot of the times when you'll hear sliding glisses and stuff like that, you're like, and they're perfect every time. You're like, that's how we created that sound. Because a lot of times when I hear absolute consistency with a lot of guitar picking, I love that. It is so hard to do. I've never been able to be that good of a guitar player. I mean, I can hold patterns and stuff, but just something happens in my hands or something where I haven't put 20 hours in, knocking out a series of patterns when you really should do that when you're practicing. But I, never really did. But I like to build from the acoustic sound all the way through into what it built into. Now, it didn't sound as chuggy, nasty as Mick Gordon Doom style stuff, because I think it's also the era of when Mick Jordan probably came into the Doom franchise. And so, maybe one of you guys know of how far along in the franchise did Mick show up? Because right then and there, that was a huge Heimlich maneuver, and a whole new sound came, blasting out. If there's a right way to say it, So But I like this, and kind of to play into what the campiness discussion going on back and forth. From the a difference from the Metallica vibe. Yes, I detect some of that as well. I don't know, Jacob. I'm sorry, guys. I am so stripped right now. Voice, freaking fever came back. It's okay. I'm just talking a little slower now with a little less oomph in my voice. Next up is going to be Misty Souls. Hi, Misty Souls. If you're still here, you put this in a few days back, so I doubt it. But if you are, here's your track. Composed by Noriyuki Iwadare. This is the main theme from a 1997 video game called Grandia. This version is played in the game during the opening credits. Hi, Misty Souls. How are you? And several moments of celebration and accomplishment in the rollicking adventure story about a young boy and friends settling out on adventure, leaving their hometown to discover the secret of an ancient lost civilizations, transforming a childhood fantasy into an epic world-saving quest. The soundtrack was a technical achievement for its time, containing many live recorded tracks and rich audio engineering instead of MIDI music, since they were able to overcome technical hurdles that prevented many games of its type in the 90s from being able to load their larger audio files during active gameplay. Well, Misty Souls, thank you for that. Your song's coming up. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being patient. I know you put that in there a minute ago. So Misty Souls wants us to listen to a song from the game OST Grandia, and the name of the song is Theme of Grandia. And it was composed by Noriyuki Iwadare. If I said that right, I hope I did. Let's go. Ooh, nice. Okay. Very majestic. It almost sounds like it could be an opening theme for an Olympic event. Does it not? What a great piece. It has a lot of soul and feeling in it, you know? It definitely has some melodic reflection to the 70s, like da 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 yesterday. What was the name of that one track in my head? See, nostalgically, this is any old 80s theme. But Misty, you did say this was a theme for it, so maybe this is the long version of it. The bass back there with the little spot. I like how they're weaving these pieces together. Gotta get that guitar there. That flute line behind the melody there. So that must be the leitmotif. Da 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 da. What a beautiful piece, man. Nostalgically with the recording and everything as well, it sounded like it was, more of an analog or kind of setup. I don't know how long ago this was actually recorded. And because this is a theme, and you did say it's kind of an interwoven, like little cutscenes that are either pulled from it or adjacent, I still have that da 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 melody in my head. One of the things that I do recognize that the Japanese composers love to do, and they did such a great job at it, is that when they're coming in with their orchestral pieces and stuff, they are just not afraid to, throw the drums in there and then throw a bass line in there. And then eventually you get some guitar in and out of it, even though the whole thing was already addressed or at least presented to me as more of an orchestral thing. I didn't quite hear anything up front that was going to take me into a little bit more of that 70s, 80s nostalgic disco vibe, if you would. So, but I really enjoyed the track. I think what I enjoyed the most out of it is the composer had some really nice short 2-bar nuances of other instruments answering back to core melody that I really enjoyed, with the flute and piccolos and strings, violins. That was really nice. And I also enjoyed the engineering aspect of it. Like I said earlier, it sounded like it was probably recorded in the 80s or late 70s or something. Very fun track and very nice melody. Super big on the melody with that one. Oh God, my throat. Uh-oh. Something just happened to my system. Nope, we're good. Next up is Jack Zera. Jack-a-doodle-doo, are you here? Let me see. I've shared the new Call of Duties. God dang it. Call of Duty. I'm a mess, guys. If I said Call of Duty, I can't even freaking do it. Let me try this again. I've shared the new Call of Duty zombie song as they've come out, but I wanted to transport you back to 2009 when one of my longest running top zombie tracks came out for Call of Duty World at War with OG Queen of Zombies vocals. I hope you enjoy. It was the third vocal track ever released for the mode. All right, so let's go. Some nostalgia. Kevin Sherwood, of course. He's a great composer. Featuring Elena Siegman, and the name of the song is, I like this, The Beauty of Annihilation. Jack Zera, thank you for bringing The Beauty of Annihilation into our stream. I feel like I do that to our stream just fine by myself. Here we go. Ooh, look at that bass. Rattling the... I love that lo-fi pattern that's...
Come by way of reciprocity. I'm chewing the bones of my own. Death be my dignity. Execute hemlock philosophy. Poison fills the cup of the carpenter. Love lost on me. Life so costly. No reason for grieving. Love lost on me. Life so costly.
That super ballsy guitar tones there.
Your curiosity feeding off my animosity, and the reason is treason.
I would have never known that that growling voice was saying that unless I saw it here in the lyric. Just can't put it together. Great track. It sounds a little punchy. And I don't mean punchy like in the mix, like glitchy punches with the guitar.
I can see them everywhere. I can see them everywhere I go. I can see them everywhere. They're all around me. They're waiting for me. I can see them everywhere. I can see them everywhere I go.
Her voice sounds really clean against this track without her having to dust it off and smoke it up. Get growly. It's a good mix. That was a balls-ass track. Beauty of Annihilation. You can only go one way with that track. So apparently that's what's pretty nostalgic. 1 a.m. chimed in and said, oh, this is a badass track. Had already a nice chunkiness to it. Oh, where is poor Double A? I wish Double A would come back. I hope he's okay. Funny, somebody mentioned that in the. It just caught my eye. I don't know why. So anyhow, I love the tone of her voice. She didn't have to get too out there ballsy. That's what the guy coming in with the kind of balancing out her performance of being nice and clean tone to it all. Really straightforward metal work there. Nothing crazy with the chord changes. Kind of stayed to what I would consider a safe series of chord changes. I like there was a couple of in the chugs. There was a couple of setups, that would lead in like a turnaround, real fast, very clean, like 30-second chug run in, if you would. That's what it felt like. But I also like the fact that this wasn't this wasn't what do they call it? Heads and tailed. You know, where it was forced to sit on top of the one, and they clip off the the volume up, if you would, of the end at the very beginning, and clip off the tail so it ends perfectly at the same time. You just kind of feel like the air release a little bit from the speaker on that, if that was the intent. Yeah, I think we all haven't heard from Double A in a long time, and I've actually popped off a couple questions to check up on it, and I hope he's okay. I'm sure that the last couple months of Double A hanging out, he was going through a lot of things with the house and some other things and stuff, and so maybe I'll say, hey, we'll all reach out to him, or I'll reach out to him and say, we're all just hoping you're okay and sending you the best, Yeah, let me get some water after this, because this is the last dono, and then I'm going to just take maybe a 5-minute break and just drink some water, and then we're going to cheese it out for a little bit. So this is the last dono. This is from It Snows in Australia. Oh, it's one of these. That's all I have to say. Oh, it's one of these. No, actually, It Snows loves these very wonderfully arpeggiated pieces of music, and it also comes with sheet music. We get to watch it for those of us who... And look, you know what? Let me tell you something. When videos like this come up, you may not see or know how to read music. If you kind of squint, you can see the flow. Like, you don't have to know exactly what note it is, but you end up seeing the flow of it. When you see notes will go higher, and then it'll go up on the staff and then down and stuff. So sometimes you can have a little fun with that, All right, let's do this. This is Christopher Cerrone, who was born in 1984, and this is a composition called New Addresses. And this is from It Snows in Australia. Here we go. Done with flute, no less. Testament to stamina, and we're only 2-3 minutes into a 10-minute bit. know, but the tonic in this is still visible or audible. Wants him to make us to feel slightly off edge because he's got that 5/4 into the 4/4. If you're not counting it off, it kind of acts as like a missed 1. Yeah, it can be rotten. You know, the interpretation is individual. Something like this could be somewhat claustrophobic. Depends on what the intention is. There's a toxicity in the pattern as well. Bizarre recording. In small section is what I mean, not bizarre like it's bad. Moment of reset. This is definitely presenting itself into a very tense mode, but it teases you, it pulls you in and out of like an unnerving, very uncomfortable patterns. Those triplets, either that, you know, or it can make you talk at Guantanamo Bay. You know, once again, it depends how people respond to the music, you know what I'm saying? I think it'd be good in a horror game if there was a lot of tense, you know, jumpy moments in it. Yeah, that was really a trippy track. You know, Snows, when you present tracks, you know, a lot of times when you're doing this, you have a very unique palette, if you would, of, you know, the kind of things that you present here, which is very abstract in its percussive nature. You know, a lot of dissonant, weird, odd uses of percussion, or using the instruments in a very unique way. You know, like how it was marked here in the music for the flautist to actually start doing percussive work with that. A lot of times, too, a lot of the music that you bring in also is really pattern-oriented. You know, setting unique patterns, letting them, you know, marinate for 32... 48 bars and stuff, and then they slowed emotional build up and build outs and stuff, and it's very unique. For me, when I'm reading the music more than anything else, and I'm trying to kind of play guess the game on where this is going to go, and for me, this kind of a track is a track that is a constant for anxiety, like where are you going, what's next, what's happening, what's around the corner, a lot of uncertainty, I would say, that is emoted from, or that I get from my listening experience from it. I myself would not, it's not within my wheelhouse to compose anything of this nature. I think composers that do this have a unique joy of taking instruments to another level, you know, by assigning it very unique ways of being played that are orchestral ways, you know, but maybe just get used once in a while. In this case, composers like this will marinate on a pattern, like that last 2.5 minutes of the percussive flute work, which I found very interesting. So it was a head cleaner track for me, you know. So, all right, guys, I need to take about a 10-minute break. I need to hydrate a little bit, and I'm not really 100% right now. I'm feeling this fever's creeping on me. I'm going to come back and we're going to do a few wheel of cheese and stuff, and I just need to stand up and I need to drink some cold water. So I'm just going to pop it off here on something to listen to for a little bit. If you guys want to hang out, that's great. I'll be back in under 10 minutes. I just need to drink some water and stuff like that, and I'm going to kick off a cough drop or something in that time period. So you guys hang in there. Let me find something for us to listen to. Let me see here. Oh, here's one of my old tracks here. There you go. I'll turn it down a little bit. All right, guys, I'll be right back.